Everyone remembers Jordan, Gretzky, Montana, Jeter. This isn't about them. This is about the other guys. No Hall of Famers, no MVPs. This is the Unheralded. And we're telling you, don't forget about Herman Moore. Herman Moore. 6'4" wide receiver out of the University of Virginia. Best known for flying high to go snag passes out of midair. He played 12 years in the NFL between 1991 and 2002. Brian, what do you remember about Herman Moore?
Oh, right off the top, definitely fringe Hall of Fame. He's right there. He's in the conversation. But when I think nostalgia and I look back, I think of DMX, Reebok, cross-training sneakers were dope. The commercials for them, the color scheme, the fact that my parents wouldn't buy them for me. Herman Moore, first of all, he was great in his advertisements. But those Reebok cross-training shoes with the DMX technology, whatever it was, man, as a kid, I wanted those shoes so bad. But yeah, that's what I remember about Herman Moore right off the dome.
I bet you if you go on eBay right now, this might be the time, man. Relive your childhood, right?
Yeah, retro.
Dude, I think corner end zone fades were created for Herman Moore, man. If you go watch his highlight reel, it's basically him mossing corners for like nonstop for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You could just throw the ball anywhere up there. He would go get it. He was one of those guys. He was a high flyer. He would go up. You could not muscle him out of the way. It was like he was going up for a rebound every time, and he came down with the ball every time.
Yeah.
There was a little stretch there. You mentioned fringe Hall of Famer. There was a stretch where he was in discussion for best receiver in the league for a couple years going on.
In great company, too.
Definitely great company. And maybe he wasn't your first choice at that time, but he was in the discussion. He had some dominant seasons along the way. So we're going to get right into it.
Guess the teams.
Name the teams. Brian, can you guess every team that he played on?
It seems pretty easy because he is a Detroit Lion for life. He is in their world right now helping, but I'm going to say he probably at the tail end of his career might have signed a 1 year and didn't even play, but Detroit Lions is it. One and done for me. Anything other than the Lions for more?
He played one game with the New York Giants.
Oh, wow. Really?
One game.
One game.
Listen, number 10 overall draft pick by Detroit. And I didn't remember that. He not only first round, top 10 pick by Detroit, played 11 seasons there. Yeah. Lived up to the top 10 pick. One final season, he played one game with the New York Giants, and that's it. That was his career. So let's go into some trivia here.
Speed round.
How many Pro Bowls did he make?
Man, he was so good. But he was with some really good company. I'm going to say probably, like on the positive side, I want to say 5, but I don't think that's realistic. I'm going to say 4 Pro Bowls.
4 is correct. He went 4 straight times between 1994 and 1997. You mentioned the company he was in, and when we talk about some of the NFC receivers who were playing at that time with Jerry Rice, Chris Carter, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, right? Some of these guys back then, the NFC was loaded at the receiver position. Okay, 4 straight Pro Bowls. How many All-Pro teams was he on?
I'm going to match that number. I'm going to say 4 of the 4 years for 4 All-Pros.
He was on 3, but he was on 3 consecutive first-team All-Pros.
That's a rare air.
When you think about making first-team All-Pro at that time 3 years in a row, hard to do, man. Hard to imagine. One of those years, he actually finished 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting. And get this, he finished 4th, one spot ahead of one of his teammates, Barry Sanders.
Of course.
Okay, now we all know the history of the Detroit Lions. So here's a question for you. Did he ever play in the playoffs?
Man, I'm going to say he probably doesn't have a playoff win. No. So yes to play in the playoffs. I don't think he's got a playoff win. And how is that possible with Barry Sanders and him on the same team? Well, what's
it is possible, Brian. I lied to you. I misled you. I tricked you. He went to the playoffs 6 times with Detroit.
And how many
during his career.
wins?
So their very first game, Herman Moore's very first playoff game, Detroit beat Dallas in 1991. Unfortunately, they lost all the other games.
Yeah.
But that surprised me. When I was doing this research, I forgot that Detroit went to the playoffs that often in the 90s, 6 times during his career. I mean, you think about the Detroit Lions later on. the past 20 years up until their current iteration, which is pretty great, pretty fun to watch.
And they beat a '90s Cowboy team. That's
did.
something to sit. That's something to talk about. Yeah.
So let's not forget that the Detroit Lions were a serious team back then. Okay, let's get into some individual stats. Can you guess within 10 what was his single game career high in yards?
Single game career high in yards. I don't know if he eclipsed 200. It's got to be close. I'm gonna do Prices Right style.
Let's do it.
199.
No, you're just outside of the 10-yard limit. 183 yards in a win over Chicago. He had 5 150-yard games in his career. Now, can you guess his career high in touchdowns?
For a season or a game?
Single game career high.
3.
3 is correct. He had 3 touchdowns in a win over Green Bay in 1995. He had 8 other games with 2 touchdowns, but he was an end zone threat every single game he played. Like I said, those corner fades, man, he would go up and get it. Definitely a touchdown scorer. All right, this is always a little hard to do, but can you give me your best guess for his single season high for yardage and touchdowns?
Yards. He's got to have a couple 1,000-yard seasons. I'm gonna go with let's go 1,300 season high in a season. Touchdowns 12.
Let me tell you about Herman Moore's 1995 season.
Let's talk.
1,686 yards, 14 touchdowns,
14.
and led the league in receptions.
The Herminator. Wow.
Monster season. That was a breakout year for him. 1,686 yards. He actually finished 3rd in the league with that number of yards. $1 to you if you can guess the 2 receivers ahead of him.
Carter. What year was this?
1995.
Rice and Carter.
Jerry Rice was correct. Jerry Rice led the league that year. Isaac Bruce. Number 2. Some great receivers at that time. He had a 7-season stretch where he averaged almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns across the 7 years.
Outstanding.
Led the league in receptions twice during that span. Okay, it is time for the
Cherry-picked stat.
Cherry-picked stat of the day. And this could have been a lot of those stats we just talked about, but we didn't go that way. No. The cherry-picked stat of the day is that he led the league in yards per touch in 1996. Every time he touched the ball, gained more yards than anybody else.
That says a lot. That's a great stat. That's why you call it the cherry-picked stat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Bet you didn't know that one.
No, I didn't.
And another, did you know? Did you know that he held the school high jump record at the University of Virginia for more than 30 years?
No, I did not. Wow, I figured he'd be like a basketball player. School high jump.
Yes.
Wow, for the Cavaliers, huh?
Track and field athlete, and I didn't know that going into this, but it makes a lot of sense. When you saw him go up for the ball, not a surprise that he would have been great at the high jump.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so Herman Moore, great career, lots of great moments, a couple seasons that were all-time level. What's he doing today?
Man, so Herman Moore, for someone in his generation, is an outstanding Twitter follow, believe it or not. He's very active on social media, specifically Lions. I mean, he's a Lion for life, part of the Lion pride. So you'll see him do a lot of social media stuff for the Lions. He was also, in a really positive way, he was in the news during the COVID pandemic because he had an entrepreneurial venture where he put together a company that provided PPE to first responders and to healthcare providers during the COVID pandemic at cost for no profit. And really, really a good, heartwarming story about him. And the efforts he did in like the nonprofit world. So yeah, he's an entrepreneur. He's a media he's a media presence. Follow him on social media, and more than anything, he's really part of the Lions family. You'll see him on a lot of like Detroit Lions, the Homer podcasts and the Homer newscasts. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's very much part of the Lions culture now. Oh,
it's very cool. I didn't know that. That's always cool to hear when you hear about someone making a positive impact, giving back, caring about the community, and actually thinking about things like that. All right, now it's the time of the podcast where we talk about whether this player came into the league a little too early, a little too late, or just at the right time. So, Brian, you get to go first.
Yeah, I'm going to say he came in, man, like right on time. He was an athletic receiver at the time where they really needed them in the league. He was like kind of like a human highlight. NFL was really gaining their fandom and just getting their ratings started to go through the roof. Right on time in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I got a strange take here. And let's start off by saying Herman Moore could have played in any era, right? Great athlete. He could have done extremely well in any era. But here's my take. I think he came into the league too late because I'm picturing him. You ever watch those old highlights of Lynn Swann flying through the air to catch a pass from Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Lynn Swann almost, it was like watching a ballet in the air. And I saw Herman Moore go up, and I would have loved to see him back in the 70s against 1970s defenses, just soaring up, catching passes, you know, in a playoff Super Bowl game like that. I would love to see him in that era, going up and over everybody. So there you have it.
I love how you put Lynn Swann and ballet in the same thought for like the Black Swan. I don't know if you realized what you did there, but Black Swan, Lynn Swann, ballet. It was perfect. I don't even know if you realized it. But.
Must have been subliminal. Listen, I outsmart myself sometimes. All right, man. Listen, that's Herman Moore. If you don't know Herman Moore, go watch the highlight reel. You'll get it. That's it for today. We'll see you guys next time.